the best knee pain hack ever. Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another episode of how to hack injuries for every sports coach, fitness coach, or sports teacher who wants to help their participants, their children, to avoid injury. But they don't want to get all technical about it. And we're going to do that today in this video. So as non-injury specialist coaches, it's not our responsibility to treat pain. But most aches and pains, they start life as restricted movement, and non-painful movement is what we do best. So what can we do to help prevent knee pain? Well, the first thing is not get technical about it. Knee pain is knee pain. There's no need to label anything. There's no need to differentiate between any of it, because it's all the same thing when it comes to movement restrictions. So the second thing is to recognize that we might actually be part of the problem. And what do I mean by that? Well, this is where the danger of should and correct comes in. And we're going to use the knee pain as an example. So a lot of coaches will dive into the anatomy that's involved in around knee pain. So they will think that stretching the hip flexor, so the front of the hip, the adductors, so the inside of the thigh, and the hamstring, so the back of the thigh, is enough to prevent knee pain. So they dive straight into the thinking of where the muscles are, and they will tell people to position themselves into a given position which they consider to be correct, and they will tell participants where they should be feeling it. So when they position a hamstring stretch, for example, they'll say, oh, you should feel this, I don't know, towards the top of your leg or towards the bottom of your leg or wherever it is that you're trying to target. But this approach isn't actually helping as much as you think, and we're going to use the hamstrings to illustrate this. So a hamstring stretch, because in terms of anatomy it crosses the hip and the knee, so it's two joints, most coaches believe that a hamstring stretch should be done with the knee straight. But the problem is this is missing a vital part of tightness that is always involved in knee pain and back pain, actually. So this is where the short head of hamstrings comes in. There's one muscle, it doesn't matter what it's called, but it is called biceps femoris. There's two heads to that bicep muscle. It's in the back of your leg, and the shorter head is the part that is always contracted when your knee is bent. Now, it really doesn't matter about the anatomy of this, and I'm going to demonstrate this to you now. So the short head is persistently tight when your people spend a lot of time sitting, they spend a lot of time driving, and they spend a lot of time cycling. This is when the knee never really gets to be straight, and the knee is always in a sustained bent position. And this means that that short head of hamstring just contracts that little bit further. And when we try and stretch the hamstrings with a straight leg, we are not actually getting at that muscle at all. So if you're coaching people who do sit down a lot, they do drive a lot, or even traveling, sitting on a plane, or they're cycling a lot, then you need to pay attention to this. You need to remember this thing. If you're insisting on correct or should when it comes to stretching, you're actually helping the development of knee and back pain. Why? Because you're not targeting the bits that are causing the main problems. Okay, so the best way to release tension in the short head of hamstring is to bend the knee in a hamstring stretch. And I know that sounds like you're doing it wrong, and you are if you consider correct to be a straight knee. Okay, so if you bend the knee in a hamstring stretch and you do it wrong on purpose, you don't need to know anything about the anatomy. All you're doing is adding variety to the way that you're doing that stretch. So you could pick your favorite hamstring stretch. It doesn't matter which one it is. But if you then add the element of variety, so sometimes you do it with a straight leg, sometimes you do it with a bent leg, you might even spend time doing both in one session. It doesn't matter. The point is, by adding variety to what you're doing, you're targeting areas of the body that you didn't even know we're creating issues. So the best knee pain hack ever is to add variety to your stretches, do them wrong on purpose, and see what happens. Just tell me in the comments below if you've ever done a hamstring stretch with your knee bent. Tell me what the difference feels like. Experiment with yourself before you start trying to coach people to do this in following your instructions. There we go. Let's get my words out. But as a non-injury specialist coach, there's so much more that you can do when it comes to helping to prevent knee pain. And I have a completely free 60-minute training that gives you the exact strategies that you need to follow. It's called the Injury Hacker Solution to Knee Pain. I'll put the link in the description or in the comments below so that you can find that. Make sure you go and watch it. It's completely free, and it will outline everything that you can do to help prevent knee pain with simple tricks like this in that training. So thanks for watching. I'm Sarah from Most Motion, and I'll see you again next time.